Hi, lovely and darling viewers. It's Jen here at Check Her Joy, and this time I'm doing the Bookish Love Tag, which was created by Novel Noise. And I will post the link to both the original video and all the questions in the description below. So the first one is your top 3 book boyfriends or girlfriends, if that's your thing. First up, I have Owen Palmer from the Enchanted Ink series by Shauna Swanson. I just love Owen. He is such like a nerd in like this archaic way where he like totally delves into this theory of magic and all these ancient spell books and can read multiple languages, but he's also really kind and caring and protective of Katie, and he's awesome. I love Owen terribly. Like, he's wonderful. Then I have Benedict from Much Ado About Nothing by William Shakespeare. I love Benedict's sense of humor and his wit, and just anything Benedict says is pretty much gonna be funny and clever, especially when he's sparring with Beatrice. I love the two of them together. And then he's also really kind and sweet. And when the whole thing goes down with Hero and she's getting like this bad rep in front of the whole town, Benedict takes the time to actually figure out what's happening instead of just blindly siding with the guys. And then he's helping the girls like get their own back and save Hero's reputation. And it's really sweet, and I love this like two different sides of him where he seems really tough on the outside, but he's also really kind and just, I guess. I love Benedict, like, completely. And my number one book boyfriend is Mr. Knightley from Emma by Jane Austen. Mr. Knightley is just freaking perfect. He's got this like sly sense of humor, but he's also like, I don't know, this morally upstanding citizen and is smart and really perceptive and like notices everything. He's just perfect. Like, even the Eltons don't have anything bad to say about Mr. Knightley. Like, he's just freaking awesome all around. So definitely. Question number 2 is our top 3 OTPs, or one true pairings. First off, I have Ron and Hermione from the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling. I think the first time where I really was like shipping Ron and Hermione was Goblet of Fire with like the Yule Ball and everything, and from that point on, it was just Ron and Hermione. Like, wouldn't even like, no, Hermione's not gonna end up with Harry. Not happening. And since the first 4 books were out when I first read Harry Potter, I mean literally the entire time since I first read Harry Potter, it's been these two. Totally, they're so perfect for each other. And really, Hermione deserves whoever the heck Hermione wants. She's just so kick-ass. And if she wants Ron, she should get Ron. Next up is Will, Tessa, and Jem from the Infernal Devices series by Cassandra Clare. Book 1 is Clockwork Angel. Just the 3 of them together. I can't even pick a favorite pairing. I really just wanted all 3 of them to just get a house together and share. I don't know how it would exactly work out, and it doesn't matter because they all care so much about each other. Tessa loves both the guys, and they both love her, but then also the relationship between Will and Jem, it's awesome. I really love these guys, like, entirely. And my one OTP is the Doctor in the TARDIS from Doctor Who. It doesn't matter who the Doctor is or what the TARDIS looks like. These two they're it. Not in like this crazy romantic way, but literally the Doctor needs to be with the TARDIS. If the Doctor is separated from the TARDIS or the TARDIS is in danger, I start like freaking out. It's crazy. They need to be together. The TARDIS is the Doctor's time machine that also travels through space. Its name is Time and Relative Dimension in Space. And the Doctor is this time traveling alien who rushes in to save the day. And he's really smart and funny and likes to pick up humans to keep him company. And there's just something wrong about the two of them not being together. And The Doctor's Wife, which was written by Neil Gaiman, did not help my shipping the two of these at all. The TARDIS becomes like humanoid and has like a flesh body in that episode, and just the entire episode I'm just like, kiss her, kiss the freaking TARDIS, just do it, just kiss her. But I love like them being able to talk. And even when not even in just I need these two to be together. Okay, they need to travel through all time and space, and they need to fix everything. Question number 3 is your favorite first kiss, and that goes to Simon and Baz from Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. Um, totally ship these two. It started off in Fangirl, also by Rainbow Rowell, in which the main character Kath is writing fan fiction for her favorite fantasy series, which stars this wizard Simon and his roommate Baz, who are always fighting. And Kath is convinced that the two of them should be in a relationship together. So Carry On is Rainbow Rowell's take on those stories. And I love this love-hate relationship they have. It kind of just this building as they've gone through school and like gotten to know each other better. And then finally in this book they finally get to have like an actual moment and an actual relationship, and I love it terribly. I love the whole build up to this kiss and when it finally happens and the way it happens, and it's wonderful. It's magic. Question number 4 is what couple had the greatest sexual tension? And honestly, that's got to be Christian Grey and Anastasia Steele in the 50 Shades of Grey series by E.L. James. That whole book does not, like, that whole series doesn't work if the two of them don't have sexual tension, because it's about them just having sex, like, the whole time, and this abusive relationship on Christian's behalf where he's psychologically and physically abusing Anastasia. It's not perfect, but, like, the sexual tension between the two of them is what makes that series work. The next section of questions are on Valentine's Day, which couple would, with an example. So, question number 5 is on Valentine's Day, which couple would go to a fancy restaurant? And my pick for that one is Jay Tiernan and Nadia Kinsella from Nadia Knows Best by Jill Mansell. I just finished this book, so that's why it's like on the top of my mind. So I feel like Jay would definitely take Nadia out to the fancy restaurant and do the whole big thing where they get dressed up, and it would be charming. Question 6 is couple that would have a quiet picnic or walk on the beach. For that, I picked Buttercup and Wesley from The Princess Bride by William Goldman, mainly because I think they would be walking off Wesley's pirate ship onto some beach and then having a romantic excursion on some far-off island. Or a picnic with all their friends out in like an open field. I feel like they would just be like out in nature the most. I feel like they aren't gonna get a house and like settle down. I don't think that's in either of their natures, is to just like have this calm life. I feel like they would get bored and they would need adventure, so they would be off on the pirate ship probably. 7 is which couple would stay at home and watch Netflix? For that, I picked Oliver and Stella from The Heartbreakers by Ali Novak. Oliver is world famous boy band lead singer, and so I feel like he and Stella would be trying to avoid all his fans so that they could have a private moment, so they would be staying home and watching Netflix. And then the date would get interrupted by the rest of Oliver's band showing up or Stella's siblings and would totally get overtaken, which is pretty much what happens in one of these scenes in here. But I feel like they would start off trying to have a quiet night at home that would just kind of go awry. And question number 8 is which couple would go dancing? And for that, I picked Kath and Levi from Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. They're already having emergency dance parties in Kath's dorm room, so I feel like it's a natural next step for them to go out on the town and go dancing, whether it's at a club or something more structured, like swing dancing or contra dancing. Like, I feel like these two would be all about that. It would be a great way to like let off some steam and have some fun with each other. So I see these guys doing that. Question number 9 is which couple do you want to get together? So first I have Mr. Collins and Mary Bennet from Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I feel like, well, first off, Mr. Collins shows up and he's convinced he needs to marry one of the Bennet sisters to keep their house that's entailed to him, like, in the family, which is a good thought. But first he goes for Jane, who's engaged, and when he finds out Jane's engaged, he switches his affections to Elizabeth, who has no interest in him and has got this thing for Darcy sort of going on here. And then he gives up and marries somebody else. But I really feel like he should have just married Mary. Mary would be fine with him constantly talking and going on, and she'd be good at ignoring that. She's used to doing that at home. Um, I feel like this would like settle her sedate life. I feel like romance and like this whole romantic thing like isn't as important to her. Like she just wants a comfortable house and to be able to put all her attention into like her art and her music, especially her music. So I feel like living with Mr. Collins would give her those opportunities that she wants and also allow her to have her own house and get away from the craziness of her family. Instead of there being like five people around her driving her crazy, it would just be Mr. Collins, which would be. I feel like Mary would have the tact to be able to like manipulate him and send him off to um, Lady Catherine de Bourgh's house or out visiting his what do you call the people in the church? All his like church members and like go off and do charity work, and she would be like a good influence on him. Like that's who we should have married. And then I also have Luna Lovegood and Neville Longbottom from the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling. Those two totally should have hooked up. That's who Neville should marry. They're great together. They're great as friends. I feel like that's kind of the last bit of the triangle too, because you've got Harry and Ginny, Ron and Hermione, and then Neville and Luna are the last two. They're perfect together. That's my ship. It's the one that should have been. And question number 10 is what couple do you hate that everyone else loves? And I know that everyone does not love this couple. I am not alone in hating them. But it is Catherine and Heathcliff from Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. I cannot stand the two of them. I cannot stand the two of them together. The two of them make this book horrible. Just I can't do it. So please no. So guys, there are my answers to the Bookish Love Tag. The original video and all the questions will be in the description below, as well as all the books that I've mentioned or television shows. If you want to do this tag, I totally tag you. And let me know if you do it. The link's down there. And I will check it out. Or if you just really passionately want to answer one of these questions, let me know in the comments below what your answers are. Yeah, so happy Valentine's Day. Peace out. I love you guys and keep reading. Bye.